Some people put wheelbarrows and rakes and shovels in their garden shed, or lawnmowers, things like that. No, Mr. Hicks has a 400 horsepower compound in his garden shed. When he saved from the scrapper, sorry it's raining, when he saved from the scrapper, that was in a crane ship that was at a museum, and the museum decided they couldn't take care of it any longer. So Daniel stepped up. Daniel and some friends stepped up, and actually it's Daniel and the Auckland Steam Engine Society stepped up and acquired the engine and saved it. Now it's in Daniel's garden shed. He's built a pit down here. He has a propeller from one of the other long lost crane ships that will be attached to the end of the crankshaft here and swing in this pit. As you can see, it's pretty much complete and ready to run. He's confirmed that the reversing engine works properly and it's all ready to go. Note on this reversing engine, this is the steam cylinder here. Your lever from the engineer goes over here and actuates the valve, which tells the piston and the steam cylinder which way to go, up or down. This is another cylinder. This is a hydraulic dampener or attenuator to slow that action, because if it was just straight steam in there, it would be very fast and violent when the piston would move. So they have to have a dampener to slow that motion a little bit so they don't break anything. Engine stands about 10 feet tall. And then just hiding in someone's garden shed.
Yeah. Yeah, you come to New Zealand and find some old shit in someone's shed.
Back when the San Francisco Maritime used to actually display items from their collection other than just pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
They had this compound about 6 feet tall right in one of the rooms, and used to go over there all the time and check it out and daydream about putting it in a boat. What's that? What's that?
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to remove it on the hand wheel? Yeah. That's bloody
on the ratchet. That's a lot of ratcheting and get it over one revolution, I imagine.
That's hard work.
You guys are getting paid by the rotation, not by the hour.
Well, a month.
Yeah. Through here in the daylight so you can see all the neat engines Daniel has saved and has set up in his garden shed, the steam shed, to run on steam, as you'll see later. That's a Simpson Strickland 35 force compound block that's been cracked. pumps galore. Steam generator. Hoist engine, or crane engine. More pumps. Beautiful, proper wetback Scotch boiler. 15 kW generator. New Zealand Railways 5-chime whistle. Native New Zealand tandem compound. A more contemporary Native New Zealander single. This is a large single. It stands about 6.5 feet tall, almost 7 feet tall. It's was out of a sawmill. That engine and this Scotch boiler ran together in that sawmill for many, many years. This is a boiler out of Celtic. Duplex pump. A twin cylinder hoisting engine of some sort. It's got big bull gears on it. Another pump. This is the Simpson-Strickland compound with the brand new cylinder block. That was made by A and B. Well, I'll make another video about this one, a short one. But it's beautifully done. Maybe the whole CAD drawing, 3D printed sand mold, cast it, and then machined it all. Here's one of the hoist engines off the crane that the big compound came off of. And giant pump setup also off the crane that the big compound came off of. A locally built twin simple. So, some inspiration for all you that have a shed. This is the green propeller is actually a fabricated propeller, steel hub that was milled, and then sheet steel or sheet metal, or essentially plate that was welded to a hub and cut to a profile and then bent to the right pitch. It says very, very effective and very efficient. Gained half a knot with just the prop swap. But wait, there's more. It's another large vertical fire tube boiler. And yet another vertical fire tube boiler that needs retubing. Both of these need retubing in here. And another vertical fire tube boiler. That one will run the shop once it gets set up. He needs to build a firebox for it. And wait, another vertical fire tube boiler. And hiding here, waiting to have a full restoration. And this is Daniel's friend Sean's engine. And I think the boiler might be his also, this vertical fire tube. But right behind here is Celtic. Beautiful steam launch built in the early 1900s as a motor launch, and as Daniel said, went converted to steam the wrong way, went backwards, and now is steam. And it's getting full restoration. They're gonna deal with some of the issues with the hull and make her good for another 100, 200 years. But you can see this is, Daniel has an amazing steam shed. And the theme is all things steam, which naturally is the only right way to go, instead of internal confusion engines, or infernal combustion engines, as we call them. I'll show you under steam a little bit later. Oh, that got steam up pretty quick in that. Not boiling.
25 tons of it already. Look at that. Enough to get that thing going. Starters going. Look at that.
I guess when there's no load on them, you don't need much.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, that thing steams dramatically better in here than it did in the boat, because there's an extra 3.5 feet of funnel on the top of it.
Yeah.
Made all the difference.
A lot more.
That extra draft.
Yeah. That's a cute one. Yeah, so that's a similar style reversing
Yes.
here, where it just
Yes.
switches the valve.
It's just a valve.
Yeah,
Valve in there.
yeah, from inside ignition to outside ignition. Do you have the shaft that went through the bearings beneath the crossheads there?
No, that wasn't the one. Sorry.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's not that engine. Still distilled water on the side there.
A friend that had a big Troy. I think it was a fan engine or maybe might have been an engine for a gen set or something, but stood about as tall as that single from the sawmill there.
Yep.
And when it would just turn over real slow. It had fired it with a small Scotch, but in his backyard it run a water feature, but it'd turn over real slow, and every once in a while out of the exhaust pipe you get this perfect smoke ring.
Right.
We do, New Year's whistle blows and things like that.
The first steaming of the steam shed here, we had no walls. We just had that boiler and the tandem compound linked up.
Okay.
And we had the whistle mounted on the post, and that was our first steaming. And another mate came around. He came about dinner time, and I said, well, I hope he eats something. And we were still plumbing. And he said, oh shit, we're never going to steam, never going to have this thing operational. I said, yeah, we'll. By about an hour later, we had it plumbed and steamed, and there was a party down the hill. Really? A big party down the hill, and all yahooing and so on. Every so often I'd lean on the whistle, and it'd just go deadly silent, and then there was this big cheer going on.
Do you get much clinker with those funny black rocks, or?
But
what do you do for grate?
that's a rosebud type grate. So it's a series of round holes.
Oh, okay.
It's basically a plate with
buying that section of pipe yourself, or
No, that's
available
that's
pieces
an
here?
available piece that I happen to have on the shelf that fitted. So I made it out of what fitted.
Particulars on this engine?
So that's a 3x5 single cylinder made by Ralph Sewell in the 70s out of bits.
And this engine is normally...
So this was last used in Firefly
Okay.
when it was a steamer.
Gotcha.
It was originally used in Billy Boy. Steaming of the steam sheet here. We had no walks. We just had that boiler and the tandem compound mixed up, and we had the whistle mounted on the post, and that was our first steam. And another mate who
yourself?
no, that's an available piece that I happen to have on the shelf that fitted. I made it out of what fitted.
I wanted to show off for you.
Stand right there for scale. Wow.
And you said that engine and this Scotch came out of the same sawmill.
Yes. Starting to get a bit noisy.
Yeah, big end brass.
You can hear a slight thump in it.
Oh yeah.
I've never done anything to it. I made it work.
Huh. Was it?
Starting to get a bit noisy.
You gotta exercise them all.
Oh, we didn't exercise that one as well.
For exhausting out the systems. That's a normal. Yeah, there's no spiders in there now.
So this engine?
It's a Sega, the same as that.
Sega?
That tandem.
Okay.
Well, we believe it's the same. It's the same construction everywhere.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure it's the same.
Gotta hook that up to the grid so you're...
Yeah.
What they didn't put the sheet in the crankshaft.
It's stopping the oil throwing out.
Cleaning it out there.
Otherwise, it does quite a good job of throwing the oil everywhere.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You can see it's throwing it out. Oh, good, the oil pressure's coming. We've stolen all the steam.